Hello, friends. Welcome to episode number 6 of the Trilogy Yarns podcast. It's been a minute. I'm sorry. Life has been totally crazy. And in all fairness, it's going to be crazy from now till the end of the year. So my plan was to try to podcast every 2 weeks. We know what happens to plans. They go out the window. I think it's been 4 weeks since my last podcast, and it's going to be pretty sporadic from now till the end of the year. But I'm back today. It is Sunday. I don't even know what the date is. I'm going to look here. August 28th, 2022. I am recording from my little corner of the world in Spokane, Washington, where it's been like a heat wave here, although this weekend was really nice. It's been in the mid to high 70s, which has been great. But I know again this week we're back up into the hundreds. So we have a little bit of a reprieve, which was nice because yesterday I painted. I have been talking about painting my house now for 4 months, 5 months. 3 months, forever. And I'm having to do it room by room because I'm busy, I'm old. Well, that's relative. I'm trying to get the grandkids to help me when they can, and they all work during the week. So we've been having to dedicate weekends to painting. Weekends where I'm not doing trunk shows, which is almost every weekend. So this weekend I have off. Yay. And we just had to finish the living room and do my bedroom, which the bedrooms are the worst. Trying to move the dressers out, trying to move the bed around. We got it done. We got new blinds hung. It's almost starting to feel normal around here. I still have the kitchen, the laundry room, the entryway from the garage, and the steps. I have really high walls and ceiling for the steps that go to the basement, and the powder room. But I'm going to hire that done. I'm going to have the powder room remodeled, and I'm just going to have the contractor do it because I'm not into moving washers and dryers and refrigerators away from the wall to paint. Nor am I on a big ladder in the stairwell to paint the walls and the ceiling. So my part is done. Now I just need to get furniture. Well, I have furniture. I just want to get new furniture. The furniture I had new furniture before I had to start raising grandkids again, and that was 17, 18 years ago. And kids like to plop when they sit. So, and then the recliners we had, my husband loved them because they were big. I'm not very tall, and I don't like the really big recliners that when you sit back in and the neck, the headrest of the recliner hits you in the back of the head. So next on the docket is new furniture, and that's going to be exciting. So painting is done. What else is going on? Last week I was at a knitting retreat. It was amazing. And how I got hooked up to this retreat is the promoters had reached out to me and wanted me to do the marketplace. They were going to have a Saturday marketplace. The retreat was Thursday night through Sunday morning. And I thought, well, it was like, I don't know, 5.5, 6 hours away from my house. I thought if I'm going to go down there and do a marketplace, I might as well do the retreat too. It was in southern Idaho, down by McCall, Idaho, which I think is close to Sun Valley. So it's a very touristy area. Lots of mountains, gorgeous. The ride down was a little rough. It was a 2-lane highway most of the way. I had 2 rocks thrown at my windshield. So now I have 2 star cracks. Not the kind that you can just fill, the kind that you have to replace your windshield. So that was the bad part, but the good part was it was right on a lake. I don't know the name of the lake. The lodge was amazing. You could sit out on the grass. They had Adirondack chairs that you could sit by the lake. They had a little swimming area. I think they had some little like I don't know if they were little paddle boats or stuff. Nobody took those out, but they did have some there. It was a church camp. It was a Seventh-day Adventist church camp, so the menu was all vegetarian, and it was delicious. I'm a meat eater, but the food was so good. The retreat was so relaxing. The marketplace was amazing. I came home with a lot less yarn than I took down, but they're so tiring. I got home and I had to push myself all week. I was so tired from the retreat, but I made it. It was great. Painting is done, retreat is done. Now I am just dying up a storm. Look at all, I don't know if you can see all those yarns there that need to be twisted and labeled. I have almost a trunk show every weekend from now until the second week of December, when I am tentatively scheduled to have my shoulder replaced. So we are gearing up the dyeing. We're kicking out about, I think, 200 skeins a week, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with the twisting and labeling. So if anybody wants to come help, just reach out, and I would love the help. So what else is going on? I think that is it for life updates. Just busy, loving summer. I'm a little over the 90+ degree days, especially when we're dyeing. We're out. I have my dye studio set up in the garage. It's hot. I try to keep the garage door semi-open, and I have a little man door on the side, in my case, a woman door on the side. So we try to get a cross breeze. I have some fans in there, but you have to be real careful when you're speckling, because the blowing of the dye powder tends to go everywhere. But I'm loving life. I am loving life. So you're here not to know about what I've been doing. Well, maybe you are. Speaking of what I've been doing, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Nancy. I'm the owner of Trilogy Yarns. All of my contact information will be below in the show notes, along with everything that I talk about. Sorry, I'm sweating. I've been, after painting yesterday, the house was a disaster. So I've been trying to, get everything back in order this morning, pushing the vacuum, the dust rag, cleaning up the little paint spots that, kind of get speckled. But anyway, let's get into the show. What am I wearing? I am wearing my newest finished object. This is the Salty Air Tee. I'm going to stand up. Lace yoke, short sleeved. This is by Samantha Guerin. I hope I pronounced her name right. I did mine in a fingering weight. It calls for fingering, but I did two different bases. So on the lace part, I did my plush base, which is a merino cashmere nylon fingering weight. The color is deep purple. And then the bottom part, let's see if I can do this without showing boobies. The bottom part is done in my single ply base, which is a 70/30 single ply superwash merino mulberry silk. And it's also in the deep purple. So I have a little bit of a contrast change. I'm thinking I like it that way. I may want to do another one with totally two different contrasts, maybe even like a slightly speckled. I don't want a highly variegated, but a slightly speckled for the yoke part, and then a tonal for the bottom. I think I will do another one, and I'm going to probably do 3/4 length sleeves. I like that length. But this is perfect for summer. It's just a lightweight summer top. The lace section was very easy. It was very easy to read the work. I think I used a US 4. Sorry, I don't know what that is in millimeters. A US 4 for it, and this one flew off the needles. So, finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is I think it's called, see how unprepared I am, the Slip Away Cowl by the Crazy Sock Lady. So this is a mosaic slip stitch cowl. Very, very simple. If you've never done mosaic work, it's great. If you're knitting across the row, you're only knitting with one color at a time. You slip the stitches that you're not knitting in the contrast color. I used my merino yak sock, and the colors I used are denim and electric lime. And I love this green. It's not a good color next to my skin, but if I put another color next to my skin, it's great. So this is a very, very easy, simple pattern. Took about 50 grams of each. So in the future, when I have time, I will be building some kits. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, but I will be building some kits for this, some 250-gram skein kits. So stay tuned, and I'll have that. So those are my finished objects. And I haven't really been knitting a lot. I think the last 2 days I didn't even pick up my needles. Today is even debatable. I've been so busy that at the end of the day, I can't. And it's highly unusual for me because it used to be never a day would go by without me doing some knitting. Hopefully when it cools down a bit and I get done with, fixing up the house, I'll be able to. But I do have a couple, I have 3 projects on the needles. The first one, and I'm hoping this will show, this is the Hannah sweater. I hope you can see it. It's a crocheted top, and this one is by Lisa Richardson. I'm liking this. The problem I'm finding with it is I'm using very dark yarn. It's a fingering weight sweater. I'm using very dark yarn, and it's on a size E hook. So this one is a little hard to see, but I am making progress. It is a pieced sweater. So you do the front, the back, the sleeves, and then you sew it together. My plan is to have this done by Rhinebeck. That's my plan. I think Rhinebeck is less than 60 days away. I'm going with a bunch of friends. I'm over the moon excited. Some of these friends we have been Zooming for a couple years, and I've never met in person, but I just feel like we're besties. So we have got this big house, 7-bedroom, 7-bath house with a big wraparound porch. It's gonna be fun. So my plan is to get this done. I'm about 6 inches into it. You can see the stitch pattern. It's real fun. I am doing this on my plush base, which is a merino cashmere nylon fingering. This is the Lincoln Park colorway. So it's a really, really deep blood red. So I have to make sure I have all the lights on when I do this. It's a 4 pattern. I'm not going to give you too much information because it is a pay pattern. It's a 4-row repeat. The 2 of the rows are a little different. I haven't quite memorized those, and then the wrong side rows are the same. So those I have down pat. So I'm trying to memorize the pattern. I just haven't worked on it consistently enough. That is being housed in this owl bag. Isn't this darling? Purple bottom. So project number 1. Project number 2 is like a test knit. Susana Lobos Designs out of Chile has designed a shawl using Trilogy Yarns. It's called the Trilogium Shawl. This too is a slip stitch pattern. And Susana used Cabernet and electric lime. There's that electric lime again. A really fun pattern. I am in this lace section here, and it's just knit 2 together, yarn over, or slip knit, yarn over. Almost the bottom part there is the mosaic pattern. So I wanted to use something a little different. I decided I wanted to do mine in my Siri alpaca base. Oh gosh, guys, I'm in the middle of a row. That never happens. I never put stuff down in the middle of the row, but I did. So here is my shawl. The off-white color is my Platinum Mist. And then I am doing Siri alpaca for the color work. And this is in the color Lip Sync for Your Life. And I'm holding the Suri 2 strands because I wanted it to pop out a little bit. You can kind of see the halo in it. I think it's going to be really cool. So there isn't really, well, there probably is a deadline. Like I say, this is kind of a test knit. I know she's got other test knitters knitting it for her. The Lip Sync for Your Life has little pops. You know what? I went all over my house today trying to find good lighting, and I ended up back in my office. The lighting, I don't know. It's hard to get true colors, but I am using Lip Sync for Your Life. So it's kind of a foresty green. It's got some reds and blues and pops of other colors. So this is the Trilogium Shawl by Susana Lobos Designs. Information, well, this one, there'll be no information down below. The other ones there will. And the last thing I'm working on, I needed some mindless knitting because I don't have any socks on the needles, which is, I take that back. I have a sock on the needle. I don't know what I was thinking. It's in the car. It's my car knitting. But I also wanted something mindless to knit on. So I decided to do another Muscleberry. And I'm doing a 2-color Muscleberry. So the variegated is my Ice Queen color and then teal. So, and I'm hoping most of you are familiar with the Muscleberry. It is, you knit this long tube and then you fold it double. Let's see if I can do this. I'm in the middle of the row, but you're always in the middle of a row when you're doing in the round, right? So you can wear the Muscleberry like a slouch hat. My intention is to wear it, this is pretty tricky. This is not going to work because of the needles, but to fold up the brim. So I will have, I hope you get the idea. It's, to do a folded brim, or you will totally have a reversible Muscleberry hat with the Ice Queen will be the brim. So Muscleberry. And this is by Isolde Teague. And I've done several of these. I'm not a fan of the pinhole cast on. I know some other people have just done I cast on 8 stitches and then cinched it up. What I did a provisional cast on. So I did a provisional cast on and I knit down and I did my crown decreases. And then I picked out the provisional cast on and I put the teal on. And so I'm knitting down with the teal. So I'm getting close to the end. I need to count my rows. I probably have maybe 20, 30 more rows, and then I'll do the decreases. So that, my friends, is all I have on the needles. This is going to be a short episode, which is good because you can just hopefully watch it in one sitting. I don't have any dream knitting. I don't start thinking about what I want to cast on next until I'm close to the end of a project. I know I do want to do shawls. I am not going to do the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I like them, but I like to see what I'm doing. So it's, and getting back to being kind of short, some of his shawls are a little bit too big for me, but I know that's coming up, and I hope that all of you that are going to do it are excited. I love seeing everybody's progress pictures. So getting back to dream knitting, as soon as I get close to the Trilogium Shawl, getting that finished, I will pick another shawl. I think I'm going to do a cabled hat, might be my next hat that I cast on. And maybe I'll do another Salty Air tee with the longer sleeves for winter. I don't know. There's some really nice looking colorwork sweaters out there. So I don't know. I'll see what strikes my fancy when I get close to the end. So no dream knitting, but to be determined. I did get some happy mail. I love happy mail. So I did get some happy mail. Oh, notes are falling. You guys, look at this bag. This was gifted to me by May, who has a podcast, 3 Stitches Short. So if you haven't watched her podcast, go over and watch it. She's kind of funny. So go watch May. But look at this Halloween bag. And it's purple with black trim. The lining is black. It's got the purple drawstring. Isn't that cute? Just perfect for Halloween. So I got that, and then there was some goodies in there. So and May has a shop. Honestly, I forgot if it's on Etsy or if she has her own website. But if you go over to 3stitchesshort.com, oh, so it's got to be a website, 3stitchesshort.com. And you know, show her some support. She is doing some yarn dyeing, so that's always fun. I always like to see fellow dyers. And she sent me a ball condom, a ball sack, a ball cozy. And this is really fun. Let me see. I have my yarn in one right now, so I'm going to take mine off and I'll put this one on. I sometimes will pull from the center pole of a ball, and sometimes I pull from the outside. It kind of depends on how much yarn I think I'm going to use. If I'm going to use all the yarn, I mostly pull from the outside because I don't like it when the ball collapses on itself. Look at that. But if I'm doing just a little bit, I'll pull from the inside. So this just keeps everything, as I drop it on the floor, this just keeps everything neat and tidy in your bag. So that, look at this cute little heart tin. Let's see if we can do it without the glare. So there is, I think this is the pony string that you can get from Michael's, but it's like the Barber Cords. And I think I had said on an earlier podcast that I had got some Barber Cords, and I wasn't sure if I liked them. Well, I played with them a little bit, and I love them. It's great on this sweater. When I split for the sleeves, I just put the sleeves on a Barber Cord, and I just tied a little knot in it, you know, just a little square knot in it. It held, well, you know what I'm getting at. It held the stitches really nice. And then the longer one, I was able to slide the stitches from my needle onto the longer Barber Cord and try it on. I did find that you have to be real careful getting the stitches over the edge where the needle is. But if you take your time and don't be in a hurry, it's great. So I wasn't a fan at first. Now I am, now that I figured out how to use them. So there was those. And then also, look at this. Look at this. This is her Perfect Sock Set. And she also has the Kitchener stitch written on the bottom there. I don't know if you can see that. So she's got all these markers for counting your rows. I do my socks toe up, so I know how many rows to count up before I get to my heel, and I know how many I like for my cuff. These three light bulb markers here are for the heel. So if you're doing afterthought heels, and that is what I'm doing in the socks that I didn't bring in, my car knitting socks, you can mark those for your afterthought heels so you know where to cut. Look at this. See, can you see that? And there's a little owl there. So your beginning of the round. Let's see if I can get that. There it is, the little owl stitch marker. And then I think these must be for cuff. So maybe you can count the rows on your cuff. But this was so cute. Thank you so much, May. It was, when I got home from my retreat, this was in my mailbox. So thank you so much for the happy mail. I absolutely love it. So be sure and go over and give May some love. Check out her website. So, shop news. This will probably get uploaded today, Sunday. I am closing the pre-orders for my Hocus Pocus 2 Halloween Advent at midnight tonight. If you're seeing this and the pre-orders have been closed, reach out to me. You can either DM me on Instagram or kick off an email to me at trilogiyyarns@gmail.com and let me know that you would like one, and I'll see what I can do. And the theme this year is Hocus Pocus 2, which doesn't come out till the end of September, but I was able to get some names based off the book. Fun. I can't wait for it to come out. Christmas Advents. This year, my holiday Advent theme is Schitt's Creek. Ooh, David. And in that Advent, I am doing a collaboration with Joanna from Stitch in the High Notes. I've seen the fabric for the bags. She's making project bags. Perfect for Schitt's Creek. There also will be a pattern included in my holiday Advent for a wrap, and then all the extra little goodies. So the holiday Advent, the pre-orders for that will close towards the middle of October. Already have started planning for it, but the final pre-orders will probably be about the middle of October, and those will ship out right just before Thanksgiving. So you'll have them in that Advent. There's 24 20-gram minis and a full 100-gram skein for day 25. The bag, the pattern, and extra goodies. So if you've never done a yarn Advent, they're fun. You just, every day you open up a little package. Some people open them all at once, but I like to do mine, open one every day. And you can work on the project with the yarn that you've opened that day. And then by the 25th, you have a gorgeous project and another fun skein of yarn. So those are still open. I am currently running my Halloween colors that are in my shop on sale for 20% off. The discount code is Halloween 22. I think that was the code. Information will be in the show notes. And that is for 20% off all the Halloween colors that I have in stock from a couple years ago. From the Hocus Pocus Advent that was 2 years ago. So I have Book of Spells. Do you see that slimy green? Do you see a theme going here? That slimy green has been dyed with fluorescent dyes. So under a UV light or a black light, these are fun. Great socks if you want to wear some fun Halloween socks. So this one is Book of Spells. This is available on all my bases. My bases are my fluff base, which is a mohair silk, my Siri base, which is the Siri alpaca silk, my singles base, which is the single ply merino silk, glamorous base, which is an 80-20 in a fingering weight, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, my plush base, which is the merino cashmere nylon in a fingering weight. I have a sport weight, which is 100% superwash merino. I have a merino cashmere nylon in a decay weight. And I do have worsteds, both superwash and non-superwash. So all the Halloween colors are available on those. Book of Spells. I Smell Children. Let's see if I can get it so it doesn't blow out. Can you even? I Smell Children. Things are falling. Maggot Museum. This one is purples and grays. Goodbye to Life. This has got some pinks and purples and charcoal colors in it. Goodbye to Life. Cat's Got My Tongue. That one's a pretty true representation. So Cat's Got My Tongue. So those colors will all be listed, or they're on sale now, and the sale is going to run for about 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks. So if you want to pick up on some Halloween colors, hop over to the shop. Monthly clubs are going very fun. My Broadway Musicals Club last month was Grease, in honor of Olivia Newton-John. So that is, the Broadway Musicals Club is an ongoing subscription. It's $33 a month, and so every month you get a picture of the playbill that I've dyed the yarn after, a skein of yarn, and you have your choice of bases. I think there's Glamorous, Plush, DK, maybe Razzle Dazzle. Oh, the Halloween colors are also on my Razzle Dazzle base, which is my silver Stellina base. I think I have Sport listed under the Broadway Musicals Club. So you get your picture of the playbill, your skein of yarn, you get a little sample of a wool wash, and a little extra goodie. Last month's goodie was washi tape. The month before was Rock of Ages. I think in that one you got some Tuft Woolens lip gloss, just some lipstick. No, not lipstick. You got lip stuff. So that is a really fun monthly club if you want to join that one. I also have my Friends monthly club, and on the Friends Club you have your choice of purchasing a 6-month subscription, a 3-month subscription, or a recurring 1-month subscription. I believe everybody has last month's Friends Club, and the theme for that was the Ugly Naked Guy's apartment. So if you guys know Friends, you know about the Ugly Naked Guy. So those are available in my shop. What else? What else can I tell you? I think that might be it. A short episode. I do have next week off. I will not be doing a trunk show next weekend. 2 weekends in a row. That's a first for me. The following week, if I don't get a chance to record before then, I will be at Quintessential Knits in Duval, Washington. So if you've ever been in Judy's shop, you'll know she's got a really cute shop. So I'm excited to go over there and see her. And gosh, guys, I think that's it. So you know the drill. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, tell your friend. Everything will be in the show notes down below. If I have forgotten something or you need to ask me something, comment. I love reading the comments. I try to respond to them all. I try my best. I think I need a secretary. I need a shipping department because I have all the yarn there. I need a secretary and housekeeper if anybody wants to apply for the jobs. So everybody stay safe. Enjoy the last little bit of summer. I think school starts here next week. Can't believe it. And support your local yarn shops, support your local indie dyers, support your local indie dyers that aren't local to you. And everybody take care, and hopefully I'll see you all in a couple weeks. Bye.